Objection! I didn't realize how epic this song sounded, but Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright music is that good. Go buy it on the eShop before it gets taken off, just so you know. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Path. We are knee-deep into Case 3, and I will remind everybody that you should probably watch the earlier parts if you haven't already. There are pretty deep spoilers for this game, but I'm sure I don't have to warn people twice. And all I'll really say is this game has been exploring Edgeworth's inner turmoils that we haven't really gotten a chance to. Like in Ace Attorney 1, he has a character arc and like, oh yeah, he's a hero now. He's not the bad man prosecutor he was back in Ace Attorney 1. But like, he still has a lot to deal with internally, like coming to terms with how he didn't become a defense attorney like his dad, and what does it mean to find the truth, and what does it mean to be backing your client 100% and all that good stuff. Edgeworth, he's learning. This is his own path. This is why it's not a Phoenix Wright game. It's all about the Edge boy. And we're continuing on it. We left off on a cliffhanger. More murders happening in the same place where murders happened 15 years ago, as is the case, as is usual with Ace Attorney. And we gotta solve them. I'm not sure who died last time. We didn't see their face. I hope it's nobody we know. So let's get into it. Continue. I don't know why my mouse cursor is going all the way up left. Hello? Okay, cool, we're done. Inherited Turnabout, middle, part 3, from chapter start. So Fifi, welcome on in, everybody. Squidgy Bump, welcome. The IS-7 incident, 18 years ago. Gregory Edgeworth's last case. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of a dessert contest, and his body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Master. The victim died from blood loss after being struck in the head with a rock salt. Did I read this already? Did I not save? The murder weapon was found hidden inside Delicious Candy Castle. Then, in the victim's room, where no one had searched yet, all of Dover's sherbet sculptures had melted. 18 years ago. Okay, we're flashing back again. Okay, yeah, this is right. It just seems so deja vu for a second. I'm sorry, y'all. Here, you can have this. Deja vu! December 24th, almost Christmas, 9:05 p.m., contest venue, Fountain Patio. I sure hope this is the December 24th before the IS-7 case trial. They said it took a year to prosecute. The sculptures in... Oh, wait, I gotta get into my inner pro ZD.
I think that enemy got the point.
Lysanderov!
Yes, my machinations lay undetected for centuries.
Okay, I think I got it.
The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room have melted. Due to that, Prosecutor Von Karma immediately drove us away from the scene.
How are we gonna investigate now? And what's with that? Defense attorney's out. Von Karma's methods are deplorable. Oh, what's with that? Defense attorney's out. Von Karma's methods are deplorable.
Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job, after all.
But you gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth. It's like you may have noticed that Von Karma's up to no good, badsies. The only person to question him after 25 years? Yeah.
Raymond, you must realize that not everyone shares the same views as us.
That's the sad part, but at least we can fight for what we believe in, for those who can't. You know? You mentally read Edge Boy as Ed Boy? You know, I kinda do that too, but I didn't want to say anything. Now I'm gonna think about it every time. Hey, the boy!
Should one expose the truth for the sake of justice, or simply accept things as they appear? Everyone has their own view on what is right and what is wrong.
Even if that means convicting an innocent man?
Both ourselves and the police are only human. And as humans, we all make mistakes. It is for this reason that we defense attorneys exist, so that those who are alone and helpless can have an ally on their side.
An ally on their side. Ah, you tell it, Greggy boy. That Gregory Edgeworth, he was such a good man. I would have loved Phoenix to have met him. Like, I guess you probably might have met him as a kid, but this is different. I would have loved to see him in the modern day, but I guess, a lot of Ace Attorney wouldn't happen without him, meeting his fate.
If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help?
Huh? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I still have much to learn.
I still have a ways to go. You're still young, so you'll have many opportunities to learn.
Right! I'll do my best! Andros won't have his way with me. Whoa, it's past Kate!
Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields. Monsieur. I think I'm going to say it the right way from now on.
This is the moment she learned.
Would you like to take a brief respite? I know it's not much, but please, eat these.
More of that chocolate. Why do I keep seeing this chocolate? Who offered it to it last time? Was it Delicia who offered it last time? I know Ray had a piece in, the second case. There's something about these Tootsie Pops, Tootsie Rolls, sorry. They're gonna be a Chekhov's gun, I just know it. Wow, thank you! Ray, don't tell me you offered us 18-year-old chocolate. Mr. Master's favorite food, handmade by Miss Hall. Very sweet and quite misshapen. You know what? They're shaped like friends. Shaped like friends. We pretty much just started. I'm not really late any. Well, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, if you're just coming on in, Queen Miku, welcome on in. Sorry, didn't see you there. How's it going? Welcome.
Let's eat.
Oh, Greg, you got a sweet tooth?
Yeah, I appreciate getting some sugar into my system, but these are a little too sweet.
Too sweet. Probably rotting your teeth from the inside out. Gonna need a dentist.
And it's a little misshapen, too.
I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your tastes?
Not at all. It's deliciously sweet.
You mean it does suit or doesn't?
Oh, thank you very much. But making sweets isn't really my forte.
Huh? You made this chocolate cake? Aren't you literally on a dessert baking show?
Yes, chocolate is Monsieur Master's favorite food. Preparing his favorite food is also part of my job. But I'm still not that good at it, so I need him to instruct me.
Gonna have to deal without his instruction for a little bit, Kate. I envy Master Jeff. He gets to eat Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants.
Did you say something?
No, it's nothing. Oh, look at sweet baby Ray. Sweet baby Ray. So shy around girls. Very different from his later incarnation.
This is so sweet in more ways than one. Miss Hall, you seem very dedicated to your work.
Without my work, I wouldn't even have the right to be here.
What do you mean?
When I was a child, I was abandoned. Monsieur Master took me in.
Huh? Oh.
One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion.
What? Abandoned adoption baby? So, Jeff Master's like your ward? That's okay. Yeah, I definitely not the relationship I had gotten from their first impression during the, TV show. So let's see where this goes.
I owe Monsieur Master my life. He became like a father to me. And so, to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him.
Kate, you're incredible.
And I've lived a long life.
You're 34, Greg. 34, it's not that long.
Yet that brought tears even to my eyes.
Christmas Eve has finally arrived once more. But it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Monsieur Master. If there's any way I could be of service to you, please ask.
I feel bad for ever, even for a moment, thinking she might have been the killer, but it doesn't rule her out as a suspect. We still don't know the mystery of what happened 18 years ago. Kate is one of the one constants since then, but what role she has in this case and what role she has in the later murder, we just don't know yet.
Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover?
I don't really know much about Monsieur Dover, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals.
Ah, so this would be the photo they used for reference when they recreated the scene 18 years later. How much chocolates did Ray just chipmunk down his throat? Down his pants? Down just everywhere? Well, enough to save some for 18 years later, apparently.
This is certainly a splendid piece of work.
Making ice sculptures is no easy task, especially if it's made of sherbet. It's a lot softer than ice.
Yes, with its exquisite beauty, it is truly a work of art. It's crafted so intricately that you almost forget it's made out of sherbet. It seems Monsieur Master was also fond of Monsieur Dover's work as well.
Wow, these are the Taurus and Gemini constellations.
You know a lot about constellations, Raymond.
Of course! There's so much romance in the constellations. For example, take the club, lyre, and arrow held by Gemini here. These come from... Huh? There are no strings on this lyre. Kind of be hard to make ice strings. Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting? Maybe he adds it later. Like, instead of making ice strings, probably you could use like icing and then kind of like drip it down so that it just becomes like strings, you know? That's how I would do it, but I'm not a dessert chef.
It's hard to think that he would make a mistake like that.
Huh? I thought you said you didn't know that much about him.
Oh, I just sort of felt that way somehow.
It appears she is hiding something from us. Diddle-doo. Come on, put it in your logic hole, Greg. Put it in your brain.
Miss Hall, did you take this photograph yourself?
Yes, I took it with this instant camera. It developed pictures instantly. It is one of my greatest treasures.
The same kind of camera that Ray uses later.
It could be very well the same camera.
I mean, if you take a camera from the 70s, a Polaroid, if you just give it a new film, if you give it a new film cartridge, it works just like new. Assuming it's not totally broken. Wow, I'd love to see it in action.
Well then, why don't we take a picture right now?
Yay! Let's have our picture taken, Mr. Edgeworth. I want the picture to look exactly like the one with Miles in the future.
Sure, I don't mind. I'm confident in my hairstyle today.
You're wearing a hat, man. I can't wear hats in real life. My head is too big. I've talked about this. And not only is my head too big, but I have too much hair. Like, it's all floofy, and when I wear a hat, it gets all matted down. I don't know how Greg does it. I mean, he looks like he's big brain.
All right, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese.
Maybe they're lasered strings? With little laser lights. I wonder how much that would melt the ice, though.
Here, it's developed. A present from me to you, Monsieur Shields. Monsieur.
Wow, thank you so much. That's such a great camera. Wow. I can't with Shields' like a starstruck in awe face. This is where it began. This is where the lyrification started.
It's the only camera in this mansion. Unfortunately, its convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives.
This is true with Polaroids. You destroy the only copy, it's gone forever.
No negatives, huh? Is this the same camera Mr. Master used during the contest?
Yes, you are well informed. While he made his desserts, Monsieur Master photographed his work. Of after that, he took photos of all the other competitors' works.
How did he do that? You're not supposed to be able to go to the other rooms.
Was he taking photos at the time the body was found?
Oh, Master was taking the photos, right. For some reason, I thought she was saying Isaac went around. But wait, he was dead.
The body was discovered during the judging, was it not?
Monsieur Master intended to take photos of everyone's rooms, but after he photographed Gustavia's room, he ran out of film.
You don't have backups?
Monsieur Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough.
There wasn't enough film, eh?
It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining.
Somebody must have taken extra photos. Blade says, heads up, due to climate change, the areas that grow chocolate are starting to have shortages. Uh-oh. I mean, most chocolate these days is actually really artificial. Like, you get like a Hershey's bar, it is like 99% not actual chocolate. So, I feel like we're not going to see that much difference in most of the chocolate you see in stores, but actual real chocolate desserts is definitely going to see a cutback. Or at least a price increase. Ugh.
Well, he told himself it might have been just a mistake, though.
Was it really just a mistake?
Time to buy chocolate futures. Invest, everybody, invest.
I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the fountain patio. And it was then that I heard the sound of something breaking in Monsieur Master's room.
Oh!
Monsieur Master, are you in here? Eek.
That was when it happened. You got her side of the story. We didn't even have to interrogate her.
And that's when I found Monsieur Dover's body in Monsieur Master's room. It was so terrible, I was really shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera, I've kept it with me ever since.
So no one would have had any opportunity to take additional photos, huh? Okay.
I see. If it's all right with you, would you mind lending me your camera and that photo?
Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go.
Thank you very much.
I wonder what Gregory would look like if he had Miles's hairstyle. Just random thought. Instant camera added to the court record. Dover Sherbet Salon added to the court record. I like how it's still called a court record even though we're not really in court. What's up, Delicia? Looking the same as ever, literally. Whether it's 18 years in the future or now, no one will ever know how old she is. How does she do it? When it comes to ice and snow sculptures, you gotta go large and bold. Example, make the Neo Armstrong Cyclone Jet Armstrong Cannon. What? The only Armstrong I know is the Armstrong from Ace Attorney 3. And, you know, somebody's probably made an ice sculpture of him. You know who I'm talking about. Detective Bad, Miss Delicious. Is the investigation over already?
He said he had no more use for me and kicked me out.
Okay, they don't say oot. That's if you're Irish?
And kicked me out. Oh, Manny, that meanie. What a rude thing to say.
It was probably to ensure that you wouldn't eat any more of the crime scene.
No, he's kicking everybody out. How's he allowed to do this? So, Detective Bad, did you get kicked out too?
It seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way. He won't let me investigate.
Does nobody find this suspicious? Come on, can we get a sus in the chat? Can we get a redemption, please?
Why would he prohibit his own detective from investigating?
Because he's a sussy bako, that's why. I can't believe it took 25 years for somebody to call Von Karma out. Thank you. Thank you for the sus.
But we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavia in Dover's room.
At least somebody is witnessing. Or being prepared as a witness.
Yeah.
Why does he need to talk to Mr. Gustavia?
We heard from Hall that Gustavia was seen entering the victim's room.
Mr. Gustavia?
Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room, and it seemed like he was trying to avoid being seen.
So on 2 separate occasions, Gustavia snuck into that one room. But for what reason, I wonder?
Although I have no idea what he did in there.
He is currently under suspicion for melting Dover's sherbet.
Just why did Mr. Gustavia enter that room?
I also have a photo of Dover's room here. If you need it, I'll let you take a look at it.
Yeah? What? Why would you do that for us?
You still don't get it, kid. I'm saying I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth of this case.
Detective Bad.
Is that all right, Detective Bad? Won't Von Karma chew you out again?
What's he gonna do? Lower my salary? Joke's on him. I have a side job. I'm a confectioner too. My family owns a lollipop business.
I knew it!
What?
Sorry, just, me we were taking bets on... Yeah, never mind, Mr. Bad.
Anyway, I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. If he won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. Getting tied up in stupid rules will only blind you to the truth. Isn't that right, Attorney Edgeworth?
Oh... These are words I wish Miles Edgeworth could have heard before Ace Attorney won. Oh... You like my Manoka sus emote? Yeah, I got one. I drew it on a whim when Among Us became popular. It turned out pretty good, though. You know, I kind of announced it at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, we got a new emote now to keep up with the meme nature. That right there. That thing right there. That's the thing I'm looking at. Manoka Pain. Hide the Pain Edgeworth is now real. Feel free to use them whenever you feel scared or frightened. Squidgy's gotta sleep early, waking up early tomorrow to paint. Well, have a good painting time tomorrow, Squidgy. And thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good night.
Of course,
Detective Bad. I thank you.
This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Now we got Detective Bad on our side. It's gonna take all of us up against Von Karma, honestly.
I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you boys are all friends now.
I'm grateful that he'll lend us his strength. Well then, can we see that photo now?
Thanks for the hydrate.
right.
I knew you weren't bad, Mr. Bad.
This is the current state of Dover's room.
Wow! The sherbet is completely melted. I mean, that's what people want us to think. Maybe somebody moved the sculptures and planted a bunch of puddles of water.
The room is drenched in a light blue liquid. We should compare this with the photo Miss Hall took.
If the liquid is sticky, then it was sherbet.
Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled out?
Well, presumably the whole room was freezing temp.
Yes, because it was pulled. All of the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely.
Looks like all the power cords were connected to one socket. Oh no, did it overload?
Do you have any idea when the cord was pulled out?
No, it's still under investigation at the moment.
What a waste of beautiful sherbet. You can just refreeze it. And then it becomes like poetry in motion, you know? It's the fact that it's a melted sculpture that has been refrozen. It's, you know, one of those Art Deco modern interpretation things. You know, like the banana taped to the wall.
Honestly, had I known it would end up like this, I would have eaten even more of the stuff.
You ate some, you admit it. Delicia, please. Some of that evidence is inside right now. Cop it up. On second thought, don't. That's gross. Did Mr. Dover's sherbet taste that good?
Oh, yes, see? His sherbet was the most delicious.
Really? I wish I could have eaten some too. Yeah, just lick the floor, Ray. You can have a taste as a treat.
But there was one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it.
Salty?
Salty?
I'm sorry, what was your sherbet made of?
It's right here in this photo. It was a part of that lyre.
Oh, were the strings made of salt?
That's the lyre from the Gemini constellation.
Ah, you snuck a bite from the lyre. That's why the strings are missing.
Fie! I could never have eaten that much. It was way too salty.
Bag Edworth versus Von Carmine.
One part of the sherbet tasted different. That's rather curious.
Oh, what if it's supposed to be like Fatalium or something?
Did someone other than her also take a bite out of it? Did you notice anything else?
Now that you mention it, I see sherbet sculptures have these strange markings on them. They had two letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There! It looks like something like this.
An alphabet signature? It can't be.
PH Phantom Hourglass or Pierre Hoquet. Eating the evidence. This is one of those cases where all the evidence is edible. We gotta make sure nobody gets their hands on it or their mouth on it.
I knew it. I just knew that Monsieur Dover made this lyre. He isn't one to make mistakes on his sculptures after all.
Miss Hall, it's been troubling me for a while, but do you know something about Mr. Dover?
Huh? Why would I know something about Monsieur Dover?
She's doing a little steppy back and forth when she's nervous. Doesn't take Apollo justice to notice that tick.
You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork.
It's just because his sculptures are such great works of art.
No, I believe that his works are very special to you in particular.
How do you know that?
There is a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover, and it happens to share a common feature with another piece of evidence.
Please show me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Which two pieces of evidence share something in common?
Two pieces of evidence that point to Mr. Dover. Let's start by presenting the first one.
Well, if we're just talking about things connected to what we just saw, the Signet Crest and Jeff's Teapot both had the PH on it. I think that's what they're talking about. Actually, we haven't checked this yet. Let me just take a quick look-see. Alright, they're plugging into the same outlet. Okay, sure. There's a little... Oh, you see there's a little light machine like the one for the fluorescent tarp? Yeah. I'm thinking... Okay, this is for later. But I'm thinking we're gonna prove that the fluorescent cloth and the rock salt lamp actually came from the Winter Palace. They actually came from Dover's room. So they actually had nothing to do with Delicia. Why she's not denying it, I don't know. Anyway, let's present the crest and the tea.
Take that! And now the second piece of evidence which shares a common feature is... Take that!
Man, voicing Gregory is so much easier now that I know he's Pro ZD. I just have to do all of his Vine voices.
Delicia saw two letters of the alphabet. They were probably used as Mr. Dover's signature, just as an artist would sign their name on their works.
Alright. Oi! I remember now. I see sherbet sculptures had PH carved into them. I'm sure of it.
PH? Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though.
Was he actually Pierre?
No, but we found this seal at the scene of the crime.
Wait, we got a hidden identity going on here?
It would probably fallen out of the late Mr. Dover's pocket.
She's like line dancing. Nah, howdy, y'all. I'm not gonna give her a southern accent. I gave too many people southern accent this game, eh?
If you had pressed this seal into something, it would mark the letters PH. For Phoenix Wright. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot.
Who the hell's Phoenix Wright?
I don't know.
He sounds familiar. He might be one of my son's friends or something. I saw the name somewhere in the class register. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot.
The same symbol?
This teapot was made by the sculptor Pierre Hoquet.
Okay. I'm just gonna say okay now. If that's wrong, then sue me. And, you know, Edward's a lawyer, so he can do that.
In other words, this PH is the signature Pierre Okay. Miss Hall, you know about this signature all too well, don't you?
Yes, Monsieur Hoquet's works always bear that signature. Since he never shows himself in public, his signature is used to identify his works.
Oh, no way. Are you saying Pierre Okay is?
It seems Detective Bad has also realized Isaac Dover's true identity. Oh no! To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was a pastry chef.
A sculptor. I kind of wanted to pick pastry chef, not gonna lie. If this game had achievements.
That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was the sculptor, Pierre Okay.
What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor? I mean, if you're gonna be a dessert chef doing a whole art contest, it helps to be an artist, so that makes sense. If she ate Fatalium, she might be dying right now. No. Fatalium is only fatal. You know, the name is a little misleading. Fatalium's only fatal if it gets mixed with Normalium. Although, it is a rat poison, so maybe it does, you know, cause a little discomfort to you. I don't know, she seems pretty resilient. We're now determining the pH levels of the liquid. That too, Dylan, that too.
Things like signatures can be faked. If you have the original designs, can you really use that as proof that he was a sculptor?
No, but what's important here is that Miss Hall thought he was. As for proving his real identity, I'll leave that to the police.
I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it.
As I expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth.
You knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you?
Yes. When I discovered the body, I noticed the seal. I knew from the moment he was Pierre Coquet, the man I greatly admired. Thinking that this would be his final posthumous work,
pH, posthumous.
I just couldn't sit still.
So, that's why you entered Dover's room.
Huh? What did you say?
When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room? Oh!
Because we know the timeline. She's gonna say, oh, I took the picture before, you know, right after he finished, you know, way before he died. No. The fact that the liar is missing its strings. Yeah, that gives us a timeline. Thank you for eating the evidence, Delicia. You actually saved us.
When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room?
That was...
Work in progress, put Miles' hair on a picture of Gregory. What? Oh, well then. You know, let's take a look at this. You made it in the GIMP. Harder than Photoshop. It is, but at least it's free. Now, look at this. This looks like a fan drawing, because that sprite doesn't really exist anywhere. But hey, look at that. Looking snazzy. I think Gregory could style his hair like his son. Honestly, if he wanted to. Because right now his hair is kind of slicked back, just to fit under the hat. Look at that fancy lad. Look at the chin on Gregory. It really makes it stick out, doesn't it? You just start to notice the differences between Gregory and Miles. Very good job work. I like it.
That was...
Just left Kate dancing here this whole time.
Perhaps this was taken during the judging?
You mean perhaps you're the one who took it?
That's strange. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Master entered Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body?
Yes, that's right.
The only photos you took with the new film were of Dover's room and the body. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light.
Another one?
The piece of evidence that contradicts the two photos Miss Hall took is...
Yeah. Delicious testimony. The liar part, because she ate it already. No. 20 photos? There's only film for 3 more. No, wait a minute. I'm getting a little confused. This is the photo, so it's not gonna be this. I think it's Delicious testimony.
This piece of evidence contradicts the photos.
I don't think there's anything contradictory about that.
Oop. Let's think. Let me actually think about what I've been saying.
My logic is the only thing contradictory here. If I think back on the number of photos she took, then the answer should be clear.
Oh, so it is the camera itself.
I already carry the evidence that shows the contradiction. The piece of evidence is...
the camera. She's the only one that could have taken the extra photos.
This is my instant camera.
You've already handed the photos of Dora's room and the body to myself and the police.
That reminds me, didn't you also take a photo of me and Mr. Edward just now?
The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos. However, this camera only has 3 photos left, which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what were they used to photograph?
Hey! Yeah, I was just thinking about this when they mentioned, oh, if you destroy the photo, it's gone forever. But the fact that we've been counting every photo taken so far, it's like counting bullets. AOL, so fancy. You know Gregory is. Look at this man. Look at his chin.
How are you doing today? How was your stream earlier, AOL?
Oh!
Please show us all the photos you took.
Nothing gets past him. He's got that dad energy.
Like, what do you have?
A camera.
No! Show me! We will be able to discern your actions from these photos.
I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie.
The last photo was a selfie. She was gonna put it on Instagram. She can't show it. It's rated PG-13. No, wait a minute. Isn't she 16 right now? Never mind. Forget I said that.
Don't tell me. All of the remaining shots are of Isaac Dover's room.
My deepest apologies.
It seems they're all shots of the ice sculptures from various angles. I was gonna say, seems odd that they could replicate Dover's statues so perfectly with only like one photo. If they had photos from every angle, that makes sense.
So when these were taken, the sculptures had not melted yet. But that means the one who caused them to melt was you.
Yes.
She didn't want them sticking around, but she wanted photos of them to keep for herself. That's really selfish.
I'm positive that I melted them.
You are positive?
I am an aficionado of the sculptor Pierre Hoquet, who is actually Monsieur Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them as photographs. Hence, I entered his room.
Defile and then you melt them? Cade, why? Why have you done this? You're obstructing justice. At the very least, we could have found Isaac's actual killer. Why you do this?
In that case, why did all the ice melt?
Shark, thanks for the toss. If it isn't my favorite Guile deck player, I would like to make a Guile deck in Magic. I'm gonna have to do some research though. I was mentioning earlier I got my Street Fighter cards. Making a Zangief deck though. How you doing, Shark? AWOL's doing good as well. Yeah, I'm doing good. This is my only stream this week, so I'm making it count.
It's probably because, as I was taking the pictures, I became entranced with his works. And it seems that my foot accidentally got caught in the power cord, unplugging it.
Oh. So in trying to preserve the art, you accidentally destroyed it. I don't know if I believe it, but do I have to? I don't know. I don't want to, like, believe Crocodile Tears if that's so. But I also want to believe her. Also, Blood Half. What's up, Blood? Sweating like a nun in church. Now, why is a nun sweating in church, huh? Isn't that where they're supposed to be? How you doing, Blood?
Accidentally, you say?
I did not notice the power cord at the time. I would never have imagined that I would be the cause of those sculptures melting.
Thanks for the toss, Blade.
Could the truth be really that simple? However, I cannot say with certainty that she is lying.
I'm so sorry to have caused you all so much trouble.
so much evidence we can't prove. It's all testimony at this point.
As long as you are telling the truth, there's no need to apologize.
If only I had a Magatama. Yeah, that's right. Don't sweat it, Kate.
Thank you very much.
Edgeworth, here, take this picture. Do what you want with it.
More pictures. I want to take a look at him. Wait. Hi. Are you done, planning evidence, Von Karma? I'm sure we're going to find more things that weren't there before. And now that you've prepared Gustavia, I'm willing to believe that nothing he says is true either. Oh, is the throw off? Huh. That's weird. Oh, I know what's going on. Give me a second. That happens when my keyboard doesn't, like, correctly turn on. Okay, maybe... Huh. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to change it manually. As we listen to Franziska von Karma's version of Great Revival. Capture. No. What? Yeah, I have no idea why it's over there. Yeah, everything's connected. Weird.
Yup.
Fixed. Anyway, Von Karma.
You meddling fools still haven't given up yet, have you? No matter how long you wait, I have no intention of allowing a defense attorney to investigate.
No matter. If we can't investigate, we'll find the truth through some other method. The truth will set you free, Von Karma. I'm onto you. I'm onto your sussy tricks.
What? What is sassy?
Oh, don't worry. Talk to me in 18 years. It'll be all the rage.
Always ready with a comeback? Well, do try your best.
Excuse me, Monsieur Von Karma. The truth is, it was I who melted the ice sculptures in Monsieur Dover's room.
What? What's the meaning of this, you clod?
Clad. Oh, that's an insult I don't hear that often. Haven't heard it since Steven Universe.
I am truly sorry. Both of you and Monsieur Gustavia.
Do not be concerned about me. Sir Von Karma has already recognized that I have no hand in this act.
That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia?
Yeah, well, that was because...
Silence, ignoramus! You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. Catherine Hall, you are coming with me. You are under suspicion of being complicit in the murder.
No!
I shall be interrogating you personally. You best prepare yourself.
Very well.
Please wait. I still have some questions I want to ask her.
Before you gaslight her? That's what you're gonna do, Von Karma. You just strong arm everybody into your side of the truth. You gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss, but Franziska Von Karma's still a baby, so, like, you're not even allowed to girl boss. Not, you know, even beginning to mention about Von Karma's Franziska's sister, but still.
I do not care for your sorry plight in the least.
Where's the judge when you need them? This prosecutor's way out of line.
Bad, Gustavia, and while I'm at it, you as well, Scones. I have plenty of questions for you all.
Understood.
Fine. While I'm at it, he says. The nerve.
All of them? Okay, you can't just have them all gaslit at the same time, can you? Is Von Karma that good? Karma! He just took everyone away with him! took away my only chance at the truth. He didn't actually need anybody. He just wanted them all away from me. Hey, Von Karma, solve the case of my fist hitting your face. Here's your evidence.
Yes, even if we stay here, I don't think we'll be able to investigate any further today. Let's take our leave for now. It has already grown rather late.
No! That'll give him time to mess up the crime scene!
I hope the snow has stopped by now. Oh wait, this is Von Karma's voice.
I hope the snow has stopped by now. That his voice is just in my head. I can't help but thinking it.
Sounds good. Sounds like you're hungry, too. I'm starving anyway. What, the chocolate wasn't good enough?
Ugh. Let's stop somewhere for hamburgers then.
Hamburgers, ramen, either way.
Before my stomach joins the chorus.
Ha ha! You can't fight on an empty stomach after all.
We'll need to report back to Mr. Master with our findings first thing tomorrow.
By the way, Ray, I've heard of this new ramen stand. It's called Eldoon's Noodles. It just opened.
I have a feeling they're going to be in business for a long time. They're that good.
Really?
Yes, best ramen I've had in Los Angeles, Japanifornia.
Gotta try it, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, hey? Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. December 25th, 10 a.m., Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Has Kate just been waiting here? Huh? What are you doing here, Kate?
Monsieur Shields and Monsieur Edgeworth. Allow me to apologize once again for all the trouble I caused you yesterday.
Miss Hall looks a bit tired.
Probably from all that gaslighting.
Has Von Karma finished interrogating you?
Yes, aside from what happened to the ice sculptures, I was not at fault for anything else.
Are you also here to meet with Master Jeff, Kate?
Yes, I'm worried about how he's holding up.
Detective Bad? Why are you here?
I just happened to be here. I'll be heading to the crime scene soon.
Just happened to be here. What are the chances the detective is at the police station? Oh, pretty high, actually. Never mind. They'll be heading to the crime scene soon. I don't think this is a place that people happen to be, though. Whoa! Jeff, what happened? Did you get the bejeebus scared out of you? Your hair's gone stark white. You found out about Von Karma, didn't you? You found out about his perfect win record. Yeah.
Hello.
Master Jeff, what happened to you?
Oh no, Monsieur Master, why do you look so poor?
I didn't get much sleep last night. The tribulation known as questioning was rather harsh. I'm just a little exhausted.
Singing yet on his last dregs of life. Jeff, no!
They didn't let you sleep?
Even for an interrogation, that's going too far! Detective Bad!
The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also in charge of the interrogation.
Is it a detective we know? Like, who else could have been here?
I don't like Von Karma's methods, but this was all I could do.
No! Speaking of his methods, in a real-world sense, what Karma is trying to do with Kate is illegal as hell. If she was roped into the case as being complicit, she would have a right to a defense attorney. Being Gregory would have legal power to speak with her and on her behalf to Karma during an interrogation. Absolutely that. Like, assuming we're going by actual, like, USA rules. The thing about Ace Attorney is, like, it's a mishmash of the Japanese legal system at the time the games first were being made. It's changed since then, even. And a mismatch between just straight up being made up. Assumingly, you know, based a little bit on US court system, but not really at all, actually. Like, there's not even a jury until later games, and then they get rid of the jury. So it's like, you know, to keep the games the same as they have been. But that's neither here nor there.
He was the one who brought me here. It seems I was supposed to be interrogated for a little while longer, though.
It seems that Detective Bad is looking out for Mr. Master in his own way. Thank you, Baddie. Thank you. Von Karma's in violation of the Geneva Convention, probably. Yeah, no, this is an act of war.
So, shall we inform Mr. Master about what happened yesterday, Raymond?
Yes, sir. I got all my memos right here. He's pointing to his stomach. I ate them. You'll get them back in a couple of hours.
All right, well, I'll just recite them from memory if that's okay, Ray.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Master, we would like to inform you about yesterday's investigation. Yes, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Master Jeff, it's almost like your spirit's gone.
My sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual energetic self.
Is that why the chocolate has so much sugar in it? Can I give him some of the chocolate? Jeff looks like he's gonna die. Come on, please. Also, being diabetic would probably explain a lot about how low energy he is. He should probably get, I don't know, some insulin.
Monsieur Master.
We have anything that can give his spirit and his glucose a boost?
Glucose. Here, have my attorney's badge. It's full of sugar. Just, I gotta show it before I show anything else. Just give me a second.
Mr. Master? Yes, what is it?
You look dizzy, Master Jeff.
My sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual self.
I'm gonna assume after we give him the chocolate, his dialogue's gonna change. So let's try to ask him something first.
Mr. Master? Yes, what is it?
All right. I feel like I've unnecessarily prolonged his suffering. Can I just... I'm sorry. I was just curious.
Oh, those chocolates. Are you giving them to me?
Those chocolates are...
If possible, I would like to give them to you immediately.
Is that allowed?
But it's against the rules to give everything to the suspects in the detention center.
That's what I thought. Yo, Jazz Hands Guard. Make an exception, just this once. Can't you see this man is dying?
I see. Regrettably, if those are the rules, then there's nothing we can do about it.
Bad? Are you sure there's no way we can give them to him?
Detective Bad, looks like he noticed what we're trying to ask of him.
Yes. I'll inspect the chocolates, and if there are no problems, I'll think about it.
Detective Bad, thank you very much.
All right. I knew we could count on you, Detective Bad. Like, I'm sure there's probably there's probably medical exemptions. Like, what if he was diagnosed diabetic and he needed insulin and, like, he didn't... If they... I guess they're supposed to have them in the prison, but what if he has his own personal insulin, you know? Because I'd imagine they charge him for any insulin that's provided by the prison.
I am truly in your debt.
Wait right here.
You do need to feed prisoners at the very least, that is true.
Take it.
Thank you very much.
Not a word to anyone else. It would cause problems for me later.
Yes, of course. I apologize for making you go through so much trouble. Now I shall partake in eating these delicious delights at once. I'm sorry for asking you to do something so dangerous, Detective Bad.
I only did what I wanted to do.
Why can't you just be honest here, Detective?
Oh, how sweet! It's like I've come back to life! Ho ho! Did Cade make these chocolates?
Yes, sir, I did. How does it taste?
His hair. It's gonna regain color, I can feel it.
Melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Sweet chocolates melting in my mouth. So sweet, so divine. Thank you for the tasty treat. Oh, they're a bit misshapen, but so sweet and delicious, thank you. And speaking of sweet and delicious, thank you for the raid origination. Here's the raid that never fades. It makes me pause and save my game. We hope you have a good old day. Raid!
I just saved the game for the sake of the raid message. I'm gonna continue. Don't worry about it. Welcome on into Ace Attorney Investigations 2, everybody. If you don't want spoilers for Investigations 2, I suggest you drop out, because we're in a case I'd rather you play blind if you ever want to play this. But we're just talking about chocolates, because this is a case about desserts, apparently. Blade has a message about chocolate. You and your friends went to an exhibit about chocolate this weekend. Did you know original chocolate drinks were actually spicy? I did know that, actually. They'd make it with chocolate, honey, chili peppers, and one thing. I like the idea. Like, spicy chocolates actually do taste pretty good. I've had them in, like, chocolate bar form. Anyway, welcome on in, Eric, Blade. Oh, you're here. Sorry. Pyro Jing, Zelf, Shadowy Jack. Welcome on in, everybody. How was Shantae? Did you finish the dungeon? Hope you had a good old time. And also, Lemmy Cat, thank you. Welcome on in. And don't forget to thank Miku. Thank you, Miku, for shouting out origination. Everybody, how you doing? This man has, usually has black hair, but he kinda, was low on glucose, so we had to feed him some chocolate to make him better, and now he's singing. So, yeah, we're investigating a murder from a while back, and, you know, again, warning on spoilers. But, this is actually in the past. You know, Ace Attorney, you usually get that case that's like, oh, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, 18 years ago. This time we get to live the 18 years ago. And that means, I don't know, it might mean a certain something. But, hope you get on in and cozy. I'm a chicken, my name is Chris, I play visual novels and do the voices. And with that said, let's play.
Ho ho! They're a bit misshapen, but so sweet and delicious, thank you.
Oh, I am so glad that you enjoyed it.
And above all, it helped you regain your spirit. Thank you for your concern. The food they serve here has been absolutely tasteless. And combined with a lack of sleep, I was thoroughly exhausted.
Is the food here that bad?
Just salt beef and stew. Your average prison fare.
Doesn't even get a last meal.
That is odd. I really could not taste anything.
They must have cut back on the salt. Only 5 grains per serving.
Whatever. I'm about to head out to the crime scene.
Please wait, Detective Bad. Can you give us any new information?
Yeah, I think I can. We've identified the victim. Just as you said, Isaac Dover was a sculptor who worked in France.
So he was Pierre Hokey Dokey. No Blue Badger song channel point redemption. Oh, you know, that's a good idea, actually. Just puts the Blue Badger on screen and does his little... I should do what Ninbao does and have it appear in a random place every time you redeem it. And then you double up on it and it just makes more badgers. Yeah, with a little subtle badger song in the background. That'd be a pretty good one. I'll see into making it work, Lemmy.
It seems he went by the name Pierre Hoquet.
Okay. Isaac Dover was Pierre Hoquet? How could that be?
Monsieur Pierre Hoquet.
So Pierre Hoquet wasn't actually French, huh? You can see him ingesting this information.
Which is likely why he never showed himself in public while he worked under that name.
The Zodiac sculptures. They were his masterpieces, it seems.
So Sapphire, good to see you again. How you doing? How was the origination stream? Ori finished the dungeon. You made good progress. Oh, very good, Ori. Yeah, once you get into it and realize how it works, it's cool. Origination was playing Shantae and the Seven Sirens, which is a series that I will always shill. But if you have had a hankering for a Metroidvania game that's, let's say, one part Castlevania and one part Legend of Zelda, I'd say that's more apt of a description than just saying it's a Metroidvania. It's almost as if it wasn't a Metroidvania, more like a Zeldavania. That's what I like to think when I think of Shantae games. And they're good. They're really good. Besides the aesthetics, they just have good game design, I think. So yeah, I'm glad to see you're enjoying it, Ori. And as with any Metroidvania, it might take a while on stream before you really get into the groove. But yeah. Prisons have a part of their budgets to medicine and their special needs, at least in America. The prison would lose money if a prisoner died, and they can even be sued or jailed if not medically treating them. It's basically torture. Not providing insulin falls under not providing medical treatment. From horror stories I've heard about how prisons are, how the funding works for them, I feel like that happens anyway, though, even though they're not supposed to. I don't know. I can't speak to it. I don't have any evidence, but I've just heard things. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it.
Although they will remain forever unfinished.
Unfinished? Even though they were his masterpieces?
It seems he worked on them by season. Once he finished the remaining winter constellations, his work would be done.
Huh? The winter constellations are Taurus and Gemini, right?
So those ice sculptures were his final pieces.
Where were the other ones, though? It is heartbreaking that they melted.
I cannot apologize enough.
No! I wasn't blaming you or anything. I am. The truth is gonna be lost just because I know the implications of this case. Ace Attorney, DL6 happens because of this.
Also, Dover was infamous for being greedy. He would charge hundreds of thousands just to make a single sculpture. It seemed like he always had money troubles. The murder might be related to that, but it's still under investigation.
Is it bad that you used to think of bad as a daddy material? It was bad. I get it. So he had money problems even though he was a famous artist? Yeah, it's hard to collect money under a fake name, I bet. It probably isn't, actually. How does that work? Do you have, like, an agent? Like, somebody who knows who your real identity is? Like, think about it like that. If Spider-Man... Like, if Peter Parker is always having money problems, I'm sure, like, there's been occasions where people want to give money to Spider-Man for, like, saving them or donate to the cause or getting paid to save the city, by the city. But how would he take that money? That's probably why he has money problems. He probably can't. Because it would have to, like, go into a bank account or get cash where, like, it would be tracked and then people would know that Peter Parker's him. Oop. Sorry you're late. No problem, Ellie. I said it right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hope you're having a good time. You're here now. Spider-Man. No, he doesn't, No. That only villains do that.
Do you know why he entered the dessert contest?
Not yet. He kept it a secret, even from his family.
I see.
It's time. I'm bringing in the replacement guard. I can't hang around here any longer than I have.
Yes, I understand. Let's meet again later.
Why does this remind you of Ace Attorney 4? I mean, the sprite work in general is from the same era as Ace Attorney 4. All the new characters probably just look like designs from that game.
That detective is a kind soul. Indeed. He never strays from his own beliefs. He truly has a strong will.
But he's pretty scary when you first meet him.
I see. Could you tell me everything that happened yesterday? Of course. Allow me to give you a report of our investigation. So this is what happened. I'm sorry for the trouble Kate has caused you.
I'm truly very sorry.
You have no need to worry so long as you have told the truth, Miss Hall. Mr. Master, would you mind if I asked you a few questions as well? Yes, I shall divulge all that I know. What I know is that Kamen Rider has raided. Thanks for the raid. Start the countdown, 1, 2, and 3. Rev Kamen, how you doing? Thank you for the raid.
Metal Max? When did you start playing Metal Max? I hope it was fun. Welcome on in. How was that? Welcome to, Man's lost all of his hair color because he hasn't got enough chocolate. Thanks for the chicken attack, Rav. These chickens will break him out of jail. Unfortunately, the glass in the detention hall is that strong. They're just leaving little chicken fingerprints all over it. Talon prints. Don't forget the straggler chicken. Look, there he is. Hope it was a good time. Welcome on in, everybody. We're getting some information from Jeff Master over here. He is charged with a murder, and that's all I'll say. I believe he's innocent. I don't have a very confident outlook on our case, just because it's, you know, if you've played Ace Attorney, this might be a callback to a certain incident. Don't worry about it. If you don't want spoilers, feel free to hop on out, but how you doing? Here, look at my badge. One rib, nice 9.
Thank you very much for accepting my request to serve as my defense attorney. The scale engraved on this badge represents truth and fairness. As long as you are innocent, I will see to it that you receive a fair verdict. So please entrust your fate to me and wait patiently.
Let me think. Reminded of the case in 4 with the artist. You know, good point. A lot, you know, artists don't exactly have the best fate in Ace Attorney in general. It feels, does it? So, Larry, Lauristo Nim, change your occupation if you know what's good for you. Except he's Larry. He doesn't know what's good for him.
Yes, thank you for your assistance.
I want to ask him about this teapot. Why does it have his fingerprints on it?
Were you the one who purchased this tea set? No, it was a present from Kate. It was made by Pierre Hoquet. Ever since I saw his work while I was abroad, I have been a great fan of his. You do seem fond of his work.
There, that's the evidence. How would he have murdered somebody he's a fan of? Clearly. No, that's not enough. Kamen got a review copy of Metal Max from one of the newer games, Big Amazon Delivery Attack Drone. What? Hit you and you died. Uh-oh. What kind of game is that? Metal Max. Why do I remember Metal Max? Is that a series? It sounds familiar. Metal Max. Metal Max, wasn't that a game for, like, the NES? RPG. Oh, it's an RPG. Huh. I've never seen this before, actually. It reminds me of Mad Max. I gotta go check that out later, Kabit. Welcome on in.
Please tell us about the other 3 contestants in the final round of your contest.
And the chickens get Von Karma. Unfortunately, Von Karma is too icky gross for the chickens to even think of pecking him. He's defended himself that way.
Let's see, Mr. Licious's desserts had a fantastic design. However, she broke the rules, so I could not recognize her as the winner. But until the semifinals, Mr. Gustavia's flavors and design were to my liking. Unfortunately, both the taste and appearance of his finals entry left much to be desired. And there was something strange about his dessert in the semifinals. Something strange. Both Mr. Gustavia's and Mr. Dover's desserts had the exact same taste. They had different designs, but in terms of taste, it was like eating the same thing.
Has Gustavia been stealing from other contestants? What do they look like?
There should be a picture of them in my mansion.
We haven't seen Gustavia's work yet. He makes candy, but how would it be that his stuff tasted the same as Dover's?
Please allow me to show you later.
Certainly. Thank you very much.
Is that why the liar was salty? Because it was the salty saltwater taffy that Gustavia makes?
And then there was Mr. Dover's sherbet sculptures. Oh, they were absolutely heavenly. Did you have a chance to taste his creations? I recall correctly, his body was discovered in the middle of judging.
Wait, who did he say? Whose desserts did he say taste the same? I got confused.
Yes, but I was not informed of this until after the judging had finished. Since he was not present in the room, I helped myself to a piece of his edible lyre. It was fantastically delicious. I was so moved I broke into song. Wait a moment, please. Did you say the lyre was delicious? Could you please give us a little more detail about that?
A liar? I don't think you're a liar, so who was a liar? Delicia?
You ate the lyre from the sculpture in Mr. Dover's room, correct?
Yes, the one that was in the same glass case as the Gemini sculpture.
Please have a look at this picture, Mr. Master. Look at this photograph.
And since this game takes place in, 2002, that song would have been new. Every time I look, it makes me laugh. Photograph. When did that song come out? When did that come out? 2005. Actually, he's singing a song from the future. Oops.
Did you eat from this lyre that's missing the strings?
Yes, that lyre originally had strings. However, I ate them all, resulting in what you see here in this picture. Oh.
So the strings on the lyre were missing because he ate them. Actually, Delicia ate part of the same lyre that you did. However, she said it was so salty that she could not eat it.
Ah, you don't say. That means there might be a problem with my sense of taste after all. I hope not, or else how could you be fit to judge dessert competitions? A liar, liar, pants on fire. Not him.
A problem with your sense of taste. How so?
There's a taste disorder called hypojuicia, in which you lose the ability to taste salt. Oh, I'm assuming that's a real thing if it has a scientific name. Hypojuicia. Perhaps I have contracted this illness. I just never realized it since I eat nothing but sweets. However, I know now with certainty. Ooh, uh-oh. That could be a problem. Also, you eat nothing but sweets? Oh, yeah, that's why he couldn't taste the salt beef from the prison.
So that's why you couldn't tell what the food they served here tasted like.
Yeah, eating nothing but dessert all day probably does that to you. This man is not eating healthy. How is he so buff? Where does he get his protein? I wonder.
So that's why he couldn't tell what the food they served here tasted like.
No, for a pastry chef to lose their sense of taste is fatal.
Even if there is treatment for taste impairment, there isn't a cure for it yet. But it is probably best that you let the police know so that you can receive a medical examination.
Wikipedia. Hypojuicia has a reduced ability to taste things, to taste sweet, sour, bitter, or salty. The complete lack of taste is referred to as ajuicia. Ah. So hypo is like there's less taste. A is just you don't taste it at all. No, that won't be necessary. There is a recipe in my mansion specifically for making the cure. What? You have a medical cure? Is that why there's a pharmacist in the lineup? Is was it the angel recipe that we're talking about? The angel's recipe. Is the angel's recipe also a cure? No wonder Delicia's interested in it.
A recipe for a drug that will cure your taste impairment?
Yes, please look for it later when you return to the mansion.
Oh, Monsieur Master, what that means revealing.
Kate, we should no longer conceal it from Mr. Gregory.
Yes, sir, I understand. But that is what you wish.
A recipe for a special drug. Just what are they hiding?
Also explains why there's so many chemicals around.
Well then, I must be returning to the mansion now, so I will take my leave.
Yes, we will be heading there later as well.
Kate!
What is it, Monsieur Master?
You should not live for my sake. You should reconsider your lifestyle so that you can live by yourself, even if I were no longer around.
Please do not say things things like that. I simply cannot live without you, Monsieur Master. I promise to wait for you until you return. Excuse me.
No, not the 90s love ballad again. Kate! Kate!
Catherine.
Master Jeff. Kate was crying. And did you hear that ballad? Wow. Why did you say something so cruel? Cruel? He was just trying to get her to live for himself in case he got declared guilty, even though the man knows he's innocent. Oh, he just doesn't want her to be lonely. Jeff's a good man.
I am worried about her. Catherine always puts me before herself. What do you mean? She collects Pierre O'Kay's works and makes sweets, all to make me happy, nothing more. That is the only reason she does anything. She always puts aside her own preferences and things that she wants to do herself. I want Catherine to choose to live her own life. I do not want her to waste her valuable life because of me.
Is that so?
He thinks of Miss Hall as his own daughter, and he would want his children to choose their own path in life. And a parent would do anything to protect their own children. The feeling. I also know it well.
Show baby Miles, no! Gregory, it's the dad. He can sympathize. There's such a strong dad theme in this game, is there not? I mean, for reals. Anyway, Rav, thanks for the bits.
Well, that should do it for the questions. We must return to the scene of the crime. It is already time to leave, I see.
Did the video freeze? Seems okay to me. Maybe try refreshing.
So when my tribulations of questioning resume, we should take measures against their interrogations from our side as well. Here, we'll sneak you some extra candy. Can you ask the police about that? I can, but I have other ways in mind as well. When the time comes. Ho ho! You are a dependable man. I shall be counting on you.
Master Jeff, we'll come here every day with reports of our progress. And we'll bring Kate too.
Yes! Thank you very much! I shall be looking forward to it! Mr. Master, know that the police will be attempting to get you to confess.
Checking my internet, making sure I'm not dropping any frames. It seems fine to me.
I'm sorry to ask an innocent soul like yourself to bear with these painful experiences. But please, hold on for now. If you confess, I am positive that Von Kammel will use that to his advantage. And that will make helping you all that much more difficult.
Oh. I wonder if we get to see the trial. Thanks for the bucket, Rav. You can barely see it, but it is there. It's So yeah, like, assuming that you're okay with me explaining how Ace Attorney 1 goes, this is the case that Gregory Edgeworth loses, actually. But it is the one time that anybody in Von Karma's 25-year career, the one time that anybody has broken down any of his evidence. It's quite possible that Gregory is on the verge of finding the truth, but maybe Von Karma literally has someone blackmailed or threatens to do something with Kate if, like, Jeff doesn't comply or confess. I don't know what limit Von Karma will go to, because in the first game he literally tases a fool just to throw away evidence. So that man is a bad egg, that's for sure. And this is like, this is the case that gets Gregory Edgeworth. With the whole DL6 incident, I am dreading it. I'm dreading it. But also, to get to see it just happen in real time. Investigations 2 is a treasure.
And that'll make helping you all that much more difficult. I understand. I shall do my best. If you believe in me until the bitter end, I will definitely get you out of here.
The bitter end. That's what Mia always said. Von Karma's not just bad, he's outright rotten. You know, compared to the state of the fountain later, there are a lot more flowers here. December 25th, 11:03 a.m. Contest venue, Fountain Patio. That feel when you want to find out what the Ocarina of Time guide says about Ace Attorney. Sorry, Shark, I remembered to disable that for the Ace Attorney streams. As much as I'd like to read the guide for this game, I don't want to get spoiled.
Detective Bad, thank you for helping us earlier.
Yeah, thank you! Work in progress, has gotta get to sleep. Hey, thanks for hanging out as long as you did, Work. Hopefully you can get some rest, and definitely get your sleep schedule on the right track. Have a good night.
Thanks for what?
Yeah, you're not supposed to say anything about it. There's no need to be shy about it, Ray. Bad said not a word. There are other people present.
Enough about that. I suppose you intend to investigate today too?
1 minute shows. Everybody say goodbye to Work in Progress. They have been a member of the chat for ever since I started streaming, honestly. And, you know, it's good to have them around still. I don't know what I'm doing right, but apparently I'm still doing it.
Of course, we'll need more information to prove Mr. Master's innocence.
I'm sorry, but apart from this patio, you're not allowed to investigate anywhere else.
Really? What? So you're saying we can't investigate? No, okay.
I'm guessing this is Von Karma's doing?
Yeah, Von Karma's a bit on the edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report. Moreover, the only ones in this mansion are all Miss Hall and the police. So don't get your hopes up. I'm speaking with the people connected to this case.
What, they were told to go home? Von Karma's being completely unreasonable. He's gone too far.
Detective Bad, what do you intend to do?
I promised I'll do anything I can to assist you.
You have my thanks.
We won't let any of Von Karma's dirty tricks get the best of us.
Detective Bad, is it all right if we investigate the fountain patio?
Yes, but we've already finished checking everything, except for the fountain.
Well, the fountain it is. I should pay extra attention to what the fountain looks like before and after the 18-year gap. The flowers I noticed, but maybe there's, I don't know, a different number of tiers or different statues.
That's fine. As long as there is still something, I shall continue investigating.
Begin investigation. Contest venue, fountain patio. So this is basically what Von Karma does. He doesn't let you investigate a single thing. He doesn't let you ask a single question. He cuts you off at every pass. The investigation is underway. Only authorized personnel beyond this point.
Aren't I authorized personnel?
Sorry, authorized personnel are prohibited too. Well, but then who's authorized?
I guess that means no one can enter.
Are these Von Karma's orders? I can't stand that guy.
How is nobody outrank him or anything? Like, this is obstruction of justice. Like, who would be in charge? Like, a judge, or shouldn't the detectives get the final say? How can a prosecutor order this?
It seems these were musical instruments used in piece of cake. Of course, these probably aren't made of candy.
You don't know. Maybe the piano keys are made from jawbreakers.
Detective Detective Bad looks somewhat disappointed.
You know, he's a fan of hard candy. He probably wanted to lick the piano.
It's a drum in the shape of a cake.
That's pretty cute.
It was probably used in piece of cake. Detective Bad, about this drum.
It's already been investigated. The inside is hollow, but there's no sign that anything was hidden inside. It's not related to the case.
Yeah, you knew exactly what I was going to say.
I may have a sweet tooth, but that doesn't mean I have candy for brains.
Ha! He got a sweet heart, though. You can't deny it, Bad. Blade and Chibi could give Von Karma a good talking to. Well, you know, work your way up the legal system and then you can be his boss and cut his salary, okay?
It seems these musical instruments were used.
Candy saxophone, that would be delicious. Probably wouldn't be a very effective instrument, though. Like, you need to wet the reed with your saliva. Wouldn't do you very good if the reed melted as soon as you did that.
A harp and some maracas are lined up here.
I wonder if Gregory plays any instruments. Miles plays the flute, that's canon.
They're so exquisitely crafted, I can't tell from looking if they are sweets or the real thing. I'd like to touch them, but that would go against the rule of preserving the crime scene.
Keep your hands off them. I already checked. They're real instruments.
But if you can't tell by looking, how did you know they were real without touching them?
Indeed, I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, that is.
You tried to lick them?
Surely not. No, I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, Detective Bad gave it a once-over with his feet.
No!
Hey, I mean, Miss Hall is here. We can ask her some questions.
The owner of the works in each room are written on this notice board. On the left, Mr. Master, Mr. Gustavia, Miss Delicia, and Mr. Dover. Incidentally, it would seem that the board is also made of candy. Do they plan to eat all this stuff when the contest is over?
I don't know. I wouldn't trust where it's been. Like, if they happen to let, like, kids into the establishment, they'd get their grubby little hands all over the candy. They'd probably lick it themselves, spreading all kinds of diseases. Ugh.
Miss Hall, I've come to investigate today.
Monsieur Edgeworth, I apologize for my disgraceful behavior earlier.
Kate, she still looks a bit down.
What Master said earlier must have been a real shock to her.
I prepared the photo I took at the desserts during the semifinals. Please take a look.
I wonder what Gustavia made. We haven't seen it yet. Oh, it's a phoenix! Oh my god! Oh, but look, Isaac Dover. Oh, I see. So Jeff was talking about the stuff they made for the semifinals tasted the same. So that explains that, but not the finals. Okay. I understand now. Okay. Von Karma, very illegal, plus the police are the ones who are in charge of investigating. So yeah, the DA, yeah, there isn't like a district attorney or anything we've heard of in this Ace Attorney world. I wonder. Prosecutors would have to get the okay from the police, not the other way around. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what the line of command and or influence is supposed to be, but it's clearly not the USA's. Whoa, delicious cake is so cute! Probably all plastic.
Monsieur Master also praised the design of Delicious work very highly. Messieurs Gustavia and Dover's works gained high praise for both taste and design, but Monsieur Master said it felt like it was eating the exact same thing twice.
Yeah, you can tell the unicorn's hair looks like it's made of the same stuff as that phoenix over there. And the flowers just straight up look exactly the same.
But it seems their desserts are completely different tastes for the finals.
Was there anything else that was different between the finals and the semifinals?
It's nothing major, but there was something. During the contest, Monsieur Gustavia's son always came to see him, but there was no sign of him at the finals.
Gustavia has a son?
His son came to visit. I wonder if there's any significance behind that.
Watch, like his son is actually Larry. Could you imagine?
Would you mind leaving this photo with me?
Larry Gustavia Butts. And just all this time, that's why he wants to be an artist. To follow in his father's footsteps. No.
Certainly. Anything to aid the investigation.
At the very least, it doesn't look like Von Karma's broken Kate's mind or anything like that. That's good, at least. Don't underestimate that man. Von Karma is evil.
And here's the recipe book that contains the special drug for curing taste disorders.
You're just giving this to me. Okay, sure.
That cover looks familiar.
Same one as that frame.
Wasn't this framed in Master's room?
Since it's also the prize for the contest, we put it out on display.
Eh? So the contest prize, Angel Recipe, wasn't just a recipe for desserts? Nah, called it.
That's right. We've informed the participants, but it seems you all don't know yet.
So the participants knew about the true contents of the Angel's Recipe. I mean, if you actually patented that drug or something, I'm sure you get a lot of money. I don't agree whether drugs should be patented because you know the state of healthcare in the US, but that's another topic entirely.
Miss Hall, please tell me all you know about the Angel's Recipe.
Like, how did it come about? Did y'all make it because somebody Jeff knew had hypojuicia?
So the Angel's Recipe contains the formula for the drug.
Yes, it's a recipe book for new drugs that haven't been released to the public yet.
More than one drug? Excuse me? Was Jeff actually a pharmacist?
If sold to a pharmaceutical company, I'm sure it would fetch a substantial price.
Open all those cans of worms. Oop.
Why is something like that a prize in the contest?
Monsieur Master is the only heir to the chairman of the Master Group.
Master Group. Wait, isn't that who Delicia works for? Of course. That name sounds familiar.
They're a pharmaceutical company who deal in a wide range of products.
Ah, they become big news recently with the release of Cold Killer X. Oh, well, there you go. They've made it. They've made the medicine that Phoenix takes himself. I often use the Cold Killer products. But Vermin Killer X, stay away from that stuff.
But I've never once seen you with a cold.
That's how you know it works, Mr. Ridgeworth.
I would like to hear more about the Master Group.
Also, look at my badge. Can't forget that.
Why do you carry that badge around with you?
It's made of chocolate. Don't bite it. I only have one.
As long as I have this with me, people can tell that I'm a defense attorney at first glance.
How convenient. If only a pastry chefs had such a badge. Or better yet, make murderers wear a badge.
That's getting close to Scarlet Letter. I don't know about that.
For murderers, there's a thing called handcuffs.
Ooh. Damn, Gregory, so cold. That's actually why you're not allowed to, like, depict somebody in handcuffs if they're on trial on TV. Like, obviously they can be in handcuffs, but you have to blur it out. Because, like, the idea is it might influence public opinion if they see people getting carried away in handcuffs. Like, oh, they're arresting him. Clearly, he's guilty. But no, that's just procedure of getting arrested. Like, you can just be a substep, you know? Let's talk about the Master Group. That's not what I wanted to talk about. I see Blade. That sucks. That's how things be. I'm just not gonna comment on that. I don't want to open cans of worms today. As a chicken, I do not eat worms. I only eat pastries.
Did Mr. Master not want to follow in his parents' footsteps?
Monsieur Master wanted to bring joy to people with his desserts. His parents also wanted him to become a great pastry chef and supported him. When his parents died, the recipe book was left to him as his inheritance.
Why would he give away a memento of his parents as a prize in the contest?
There were always people who were after it, something which troubled Monsieur Master. But just giving away the memento would have been disrespectful to his parents. So he decided to pass it over to someone who acknowledged.
Okay. to a pastry chef. In that case, I'm a little sad Delicia isn't allowed to win, because if anyone, she's probably the person who would know the most about what's contained in it. And I'm sure she's trustworthy enough. I don't think she has any hidden agendas. She just wants to give medicine to people who need it. I hope. I hope she's not secretly evil. Oh, geez. Oh, no. You know, this is why when I do the thumbnails for my videos, I don't go looking for the sprites. Because I know if I look for entire sprite sheets, or if I just Google, like, oh, Patricia Rowland sprite, I'm gonna get, like, breakdown sprites. And if a character has a breakdown sprite, that probably means they're the killer. So I don't want to, like, accidentally spoil myself that way. I don't Google any of it. I just take screen caps from my stream and then try to cut it out manually. It's the only way. The only way. Common Mrs. Miku's pastries. Just have another birthday, Common, then you'll get more. Hee. You can attest to eating pastries. Oh, Miku. I wonder where they came from.
The members of the Master Group approved of that. Information about new drugs being passed on to outsiders.
Of course they objected. That's why Delicia participated in the contest. On the order of the Master Group, she was requested to win the championship.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't know. Because if she was told to do it by the Master Group, she could just be doing it so that the information stays in the Master Group. Delicia seems like a good person, though.
You knew Delicia's true identity from the start?
Yes, in order for her to win, I told her Monsieur Master's tastes and preferences.
Why did you help her?
I helped her in order to protect Monsieur Master and the Master Group. If the drug recipes were given to another company, it would be reprimanded by the board. I wanted to return the recipes to the company in a way that Monsieur Master will accept.
Would he accept it if he found out, though, that you were meddling? I don't know. I think he would just be disappointed. This all is just an unfortunate circumstance. Like, if you had personal objection to Jeff giving away the recipes like this, I'm sure he would have listened if you brought it up to him.
So, it was due to Miss Hall's help that Delicia was able to reach the finals.
Why did she not remind her that you have to use desserts? Speaking of which, Mr. Dover wasn't a pastry chef either. He sure did well to make it to the finals, considering he's just a sculptor.
Yes, for him to be able to make such fine desserts despite being a sculptor.
I mean, yeah, if you know how to work with ice, sherbet might be close enough.
From the sherbet sculptures he made for the finals, it's clear he has great talent, but could he really have made that by himself?
The sculptures could have, but the whole semifinals, it's a little suspicious. I'm starting to think maybe there was a deal between Isaac Dover and Dane Gustavia. That if Dane helped Isaac with his dessert for the semifinal, then Dover would in turn help Dane with his desserts for the finals. Like giving him maybe design advice because Dane's weakness is design, and then Dover can get help with the desserts. I don't know. The contest rules don't explicitly say you can't help each other, right? Like all they say is make everything out of dessert. You can't go to other people's rooms. That's it. Hey, nobody said anything about cooperation. Yeah, there you go. That's how you skirt around the rules. Two people cooperate, they win, they split the prize. Easy. Wait, maybe that actually happened.
That is all I know. Is there anything else I can do to help?
To save Mr. Master, she's trying to help as much as she can. Maybe, perhaps have some more of that tea from yesterday, please, Miss Hall.
That Ceylon tea? Ceylon tea sounds good right about now.
I'm sure that would help us get on with the investigation.
Yeah, I'd like some of Kate's tea too.
Right, understood. I'll be back in a minute.
Does it only take a minute to steep? Kate looks a bit better now.
Oh, wait a minute.
We still don't know who died at the end of the last stream. But we recently heard of a new character. I just thought, oh man, is the person floating in the fountain Gustavia's son? He just got mentioned. I don't know if he's gonna show up right here right now. Don't answer that if you already know, but I'm thinking out loud. I don't think it was Kate. Kate has different hair. It seems these were musical instruments. Yeah. Let's talk to Bad. I haven't really said much to him. I wonder what Bad looked like when he had that like rookie's coat that Gumshoe had in the first game. Yeah. She ate all the stationery at the office. Oh no, that was Ray. Ray eats all the stationery.
What do you think about the case, Detective Bad?
The police's opinion is the same as Von Karma's, but I don't buy that. The investigation of this patio is also lacking as well. I have already talked with the labbies. You can ask them anything you want.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Detective Bad.
I'm not really doing it for you. I just wanted an investigation I can approve of. And when I say talk to the labbies, I mean talk to actual Labrador retrievers. We're thinking of changing out the police dogs with Shiba Inus, but for now they're all labs.
What are you investigating exactly?
Sir, I'm testing the water in the fountain for foreign matter, sir.
Have you found anything?
It seems there's both chocolate and sherbet mixed in with the fountain water. Whoa. So you could easily transport things between rooms, like I said before. And that probably means they might have transferred messages from Master's room and Dover's room. It matches the chocolate from Jeff Master's room. And the sherbet that melted in Isaac Dover's room. They all share the same composition.
The fountain water circulates through the streams that flow from each of the 4 rooms. Perhaps the melted sherbet flowed into the fountain.
Also, someone's blood was detected as well.
Oh, what are you saying? How could there have been blood in the fountain?
Oh! Proves that the murder didn't happen in the treasure chest.
Detective Bad, please think back to our investigation of the crime scene. Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more.
Sorry. 1 second, y'all. Getting a little stuffy again. It's just Detective Bad's voice. It's just that voice makes me stuffy for some reason. Origination's heading off for the night. Hey, no problem, Ori. Get some good sleep. Definitely don't lose out on some rest, and I can't wait to see you play more Shantae. You know, everybody go play Shantae games. They're really good. Also, check out River City Girls, also made by WayForward. Also, check out all of WayForward's games. They're all good.
The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared.
I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up.
The blood disappeared from the crime scene. Also, part of the treasure chest was missing too. Perhaps the blood in the fountain belongs to this person.
Dover, it's the blood that was missing. Wait, why don't I have... Oh, here he is. I forgot what he looked like. We kind of never saw him while he was alive. Whenever I look at profiles in Ace Attorney, I don't know, you can really always tell when the one that's the victim stands out from all the other ones, right? It's almost like they seem deader than the others. And I'm not even saying just because they're the victim. Investigator chickens activate. Take a good look, chickens. Take a good look at this victim. Like, you look at Ray Shields and his face. Well, you can't see his face right now. Thanks for the chickens, Dusk. You look at his face, what little glimpses you can take, and he's still filled with youthful energy. That oh smile he's got. Even Jeff Master, 39, like, he still seems he seems concerned about his well-being, yes, you know, considering he's on trial, but he also feels like he's got some emotion in him. Isaac Dover just looks like he exists. Like they just drew a portrait hastily and said, yeah, that's the Vic. That's the Vic. Will we ever need to think about what he emotes like? No. Let's just give him a face. Even Gustavia, we barely saw him at all, but you can immediately tell he's importante.
the victim. Let's run a comparison with the blood on the murder weapon.
They probably didn't have a plan to animate them. That's my guess, honestly. There are cases in Ace Attorney where you meet a character before they die. So, those cases, it's like, they don't seem as stand-atty. Feels like it.
It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's.
I wonder why the criminal spilled the victim's blood into the fountain. Victim's blood added to the court record. More like we maybe need to... Oh, wow, we're done? Okay. Didn't even talk to Shields. I wonder if we should test the blood on the rock salt. Maybe there's chocolate in it.
We've gathered information about all the contestants, and yet still haven't heard Gustavia's side of the story. That reminds me, why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia?
Ah, well, that was because...
Silence, ignoramus! You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information.
What exactly was he doing in Mr. Dover's room? And moreover, something is odd about his semi-final entry. A pastry chef bad at design, a sculptor skilled only at designing. It would have been extremely difficult for either of them to win the contest alone.
I'm saying they were in cahoots.
Could it be that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's connection is... Detective Bad, we have reason to suspect the actions of Dame Gustavia.
Yeah.
It is imperative that we find a way to contact him at once.
Oh? This conversation is most interesting.
Not Gustavia. Why would I use Gustavia's voice? He was here. He wasn't here. Von Karma's here.
Oh? This conversation is most interesting. However, I cannot allow you to speak with Mr. Gustavia.
Von Karma!
I have already conducted my interrogation of him. It is not necessary for him to speak any further, especially to a mere defense attorney. Tisk, tisk, tisk. But I will answer to your questions in that fool's place.
It seems Von Karma intends to prevent me from meeting Gustavia in person.
Also, Fluffy Obi, how you doing? Welcome on in.
I understand. In that case, I have but one thing to ask you. Why are you such an asshole?
What?
That's the stain on his record. It wasn't anything on course. It wasn't anything in court. It was the one time Gregory just called out Von Karma on his BS. It just damaged his fragile ego. Let's go, Greg King. You dropped this crown.
Yes?
I would like to know the relationship between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover.
One thing to ask, where these chickens come from? I don't know. The chicken dessert pen. Their connection. Oh good, more testimony from Von Karma himself. I'm sure it's not laden with imprecise details and fabricated facts.
Gustavia and Dover's relationship? It's obvious the only relationship they had was that they happened to participate in the same contest.
That's it. That's all you're gonna give me.
That's it?
There's nothing more to say.
What? How are we supposed to understand anything from so little? Look, you give me one statement, that means it's the only one I have to press. You're making it easier for me. Thank you, Von Karma.
If we want Von Karma to divulge the truth, we have no choice but to present evidence. It's all too obvious that he's hiding something.
What, Von Karma? You didn't realize we all hated your guts?
Well, anytime anybody talks to me, they all talk so nice.
Yeah, because they're all scared of you.
Me? Scary. Perish the thought. I'm a big old teddy bear. Here, give Von Karma a hug.
No thanks.
Gustavia and Dover's relationship?
Hold it. Wow, it totally worked.
Are you sure Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover aren't linked in some way?
Von Karma would be like,
People think I'm an asshole? 9.
yeah, you're not going to elaborate?
9.
But I have evidence against that.
9.
Von Karma, what's 3 times 3?
9.
Haha, got him.
You, Edward!
That was the other bark against this record.
Do not interrupt me with your baseless allegations. If we were in court right now, I'd have you held in contempt.
I don't think Von Karma has that kind of authority, though. I mean, he does, though, at least to Maya.
Von Karma is famous for having even the judges wrapped around his finger.
What? That's insane!
Seems like it won't be easy to go against him in court. Prosecutor Von Karma, please continue your argument.
So, what? They're just in the same contest? That's it? That's all you're gonna give me?
It may have been a coincidence that the two participated in the same contest. However, you can't say for sure that they weren't connected.
Defense attorney, how many times must I tell you? If you have no evidence to challenge my argument, be silent.
I'll be silent for now, then. So I need to show evidence of a link between Gustavia and Dover.
Your mouth may be silent, but your eyes tell me everything. What is it you want to say?
Does he want me to speak or be silent? It would seem Mr. Von Karma doesn't want us to know Gustavia and Dover's real connection.
Maybe the connection between those two puts the prosecution at a disadvantage.
Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover should have had something in common. I should enlighten Von Karma on this fact.
The fact that their desserts were the same. At least tasted the same. We have evidence from Jeff himself. And Dober's blood found in the fountain water as from the crime scene. That's not it. Oh yeah, you know, we actually have a lot of new stuff. But first of all, Gustavia and Dober's designs. Different tastes tasted the same. Different designs. That connects them. In whatever little way, but it does.
Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like you to look at these desserts.
Yeah, they look very delicious. You want me to eat them?
No!
These desserts were made for the contest semifinals. Don't you think these two have a particularly impressive design?
Just what are you getting at?
These two desserts were made by Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover.
I wouldn't exactly call Mr. Gustavia's design skills praiseworthy, and yet, for the semifinals, he was able to produce something comparable to Mr. Dover's.
In fact, they almost look like they were designed by the same person.
Furthermore, these two desserts have the exact same flavor. Pie flavor.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying it's possible they collaborated with each other on their entries. Prosecutor Von Karma, please take a closer look at these desserts.
They look like sister pieces. Like, they came from the exact same design pool. I could understand if they had like, oh, using these exact same ingredients, every person has to make a different food item. Like, I've seen challenges like that on Iron Chef and whatnot. But this is like straight up copied. Like, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but make it slightly different.
At first glance, they may look completely different, but even though the designs are different, it's clear they were made from the same materials.
Is that so?
The same flavor and composition, it's impossible to dismiss their similarity as coincidence. The very existence of these two desserts points to a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover.
Since you already know this much, I'll tell you the truth.
What? And you were planning on telling me when?
Did Von Karma know about their collaboration?
However, what I'm about to say is not going to help your case at all.
In Ace Attorney 1, like, his excuse is that he's trying to hurry the case up, like, finish in however many minutes. That's why he wants things to go fast. He has no excuse for lying to us now. We're not even in court.
If you want to know about Gustavia and Dover's connection so badly, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. Last night when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection to Dover. They were actually secret lovers. Are you one to trifle with love, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't think so. Until the day before the finals, they worked on the desserts together.
That's it. Just admit it.
You knew about their cooperation all this time, didn't you? Why would you conceal the truth?
I would appreciate it if you didn't sully my reputation.
Oh, if only he knew.
Until I explain my points in court, I avoid giving away unnecessary details. I was merely saving you time.
There's the time saving again. This is Von Karma, exactly as we knew him in Ace Attorney 1.
How can he act like this and keep the truth from me? His concealment of the truth is something I simply cannot ignore.
Delicious Piece throws the taste aspect in question. Hers and everyone else's entries proves that. Are you talking to me or talking to Von Karma, Blade? That's the thing. The argument that I think he's gonna make is that there's nothing in the rules that say he has. They have to like come up with stuff on their own. So there could very well just be collaborators.
It seems you knew about their real connection all along. When did you hide it from us?
Tisk. I will never divulge information to a mere insect such as yourself so easily. I am not a fool like that detective after all.
I was just doing things my way.
It was because you defied me that he gains this information in the first place. Last night when I interrogated Gustav, he told me everything.
Last night? That was after Mr. Dover's sculptures had melted, right?
Yes. Afterwards, I went to interrogate Gustavia personally.
Interrogated by Von Karma? Oh, sounds scary. Sounds like he'd use like an electric, like, he'd strap you to like an electric device and then he tells you to mash buttons and he's like, don't use auto fire or I'll know. And if you don't mash fast enough, then you don't get to save Meryl.
Knowing Mr. Gustavia, I feel like he probably tried to mediate through the interrogation.
The moment he closed his eyes, I snapped my fingers like so, to show him that no one remains silent in front of me.
And did that have any effect?
Gustavia seems like a tough cookie. I wonder what his interrogation with Von Karma went like.
Because of that, I was able to get a perfect confession about his connection with Dover.
Von Karma's just Ocelot. Except there's no... Except Ocelot's like sometimes a good guy. He's like a quadruple agent. It's hard to tell what side he's on, but generally he's a good guy.
Why do you think Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover collaborated?
Imagine trying to argue with Von Karma in court. Yeah, imagine.
Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense, and Dover was a novice at baking. Without the help of each other, they would have never made it through a single round.
If so, what was their mutual goal? Why cooperate until the finals?
The finals will be fought on our own merits, Gustavia said, and he ended the collaboration. Gustavia's goal was to obtain the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. It seems his pride as a pastry chef won out in the end.
Victory in the finals would certainly have been hollow had he cheated. But it's not about victory. What if he was really just tempted by the angel recipe?
So he believes that their cooperation only went as far as the semifinals. But what if it really continued through the finals?
We know it had to have. That's why Gustavia snuck in. Do I have proof of that, though?
Prosecutor Von Karma, could you explain their cooperation in a little more detail?
Very well.
Howdy there, Drew. How you doing?
Hello, I'm Prosecutor Von Karma. How you doing? Strike that. I don't care because Von Karma doesn't care about anybody. Ha!
I'm sorry, Drew. You came in at like one of the most evil people in all of Ace Attorney. He's not a good egg. Just ignore him. Just ignore him. How you doing, Drew? Are you getting Metal Gear all set up? Speaking of, I was just kind of talking about it earlier. I'm excited. Drew's going to be playing Metal Gear Solid tomorrow, and I am for it. One of my favorite series, and I don't get to talk about it enough. You know, I should stream it more. I feel like I don't have the time. That's what we could do. Drew, you gave me a perfect idea. I'm deciding what to do after I finish Ocarina of Time. I'm thinking I play a little bit of Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, and that way you can compare it with your Metal Gear Solid PS1 run. And there you go. There's an excuse to play it. Deal. And even if it's not a deal, I'll still do it anyway. Egg. But well, come on in. We're trying to get the truth out of this guy. So, listen as Gregory here explains it all.
Considering your statement about Mr. Gustavia's designs, I have no objections to that.
I have no objections either. He's got no sense of style. He has no grace. This Kong has a funny face. He can candy craft when he needs to and stretch his taffy out just for you.
When I saw him attempting to fashion my likeness for candy, just thinking about it disgusts me.
Well, you don't like candy, Von Karma? Or you didn't like that the taffy was as salty as you? Ha! I actually like this candy crafting, though. Oh, don't tell me Von Karma also has Hypojuicia. Drew picked up the game from the Amazon locker. Everything's set up. Oh yeah, you went. Did you? So Drew, you just did your entire move like right now. Definitely get some rest, dude. Drew just moved apartments after being in a temporary place for a bit. I hope everything went smoothly. Entire move, man. I have too much stuff. I couldn't move in one day. No way. I need to get rid of stuff, honestly. I'm working on it. I've been trying to clean lately, but every time I like empty a shelf, I'm like, oh, there's so much stuff behind the shelf that I should probably put on the shelf, and now I'm back to where I started.
A novice pastry chef and one with no sense of design. It's only natural such pathetic specimens would associate with each other.
You're so tired. Hi, so tired. I'm dead. For sure, Drew. Get some good rest. Nah. Just listen to the stream and chill out.
They cooperated the day before, but not the day itself? That seems highly unnatural, don't you think?
What I'm saying is only the truth. How unnatural is matters not.
But weren't you unnaturally concealing that very same truth just a minute ago? There must have been a reason he hid this fact from us. Mr. Master said Mr. Dover was the favorite to win at the finals.
Which means he must have still been cooperating with Mr. Gustavia at the time, right?
Yes, that is what I believe. I must have evidence that proves that they still cooperated during the finals.
Alright, let's think it through. This is clearly the statement I have to present against. We have to prove something that shows that there was some cooperation between the two. What? We know that Isaac Dover made the harp strings. He might have also just made the harp, honestly. Oh. And if he made the harp... Wait. How do I prove that, though? I don't have proof of that. Okay. Okay, so nothing here. I can see that the light machine has its button... I see the fluorescent light machine has been removed from the second picture. That should be important for later. Angel's recipe book. No. Photos. Sherbet was most delicious, but the liar part was very salty. I don't have anything that proves that Dover's food is salty. Am I supposed to just imply that from the fact that Gustavia works with saltwater taffy? Maybe. I think delicious testimony is the only real thing I have. Victim's blood. Victim's blood doesn't really prove anything. PH, found near the crime scene. No, that just proves that Pierre Hoke was actually Isaac Dover. I'm gonna say delicious testimony.
Objection!
We know that the harpstrings were made salty, but the rest tasted good. No, that, we know from... Well, that's the thing. It was Jeff Masters that said it tasted good, but the evidence is that he actually has hypojuicia, so it could have been just salty in the first place. The only other person to taste it was Delicia, who said it was salty. But since Jeff can't taste salt, it just tastes good to him.
You say that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover did not collaborate during the finals? That's strange.
Mr. Squeezy Arms having a little bit of an episode.
Delicia testified that Dover's sherbet was most delicious. Being a novice chef, I doubt he could have done all that by himself. Perhaps the two of them cooperated during the finals as well?
Oh, just the taste of the sherbet in general? I mean, anybody can make sherbet.
Defense attorney, how many times do I have to tell you? Delicia Scones' subjective opinion cannot be admitted as evidence. There is still a chance that a novice chef could make something tasty. My wife is an amateur, yet her cooking rivals that of world-class chefs.
Because if she did anything less than perfect, he'd probably, threaten her with something else. Frickin' Von Karma, man. And confirming that he indeed has a wife. Who married him?
How is that not a subjective opinion?
Moreover, even if you take this pharmacist's testimony to be true, it changes nothing. She also mentions that a part of his sherbet was very salty. Which means you can hardly call his entry for the finals perfect.
No!
Poor lady. Poor Von Karma's wife. Press X to doubt.
Tisk. Why? No more objections?
Is there no way I can prove their collaboration?
Think, Edgeworth, think. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something that's been bugging me.
What is it?
The desserts Mr. Dover made for the finals would have taken a long time to make, right?
Indeed. They were frozen sculptures after all.
How would he have had the time to sculpt it after it was frozen? Let alone help Mr. Gustavia with his design as well.
Oh.
The way I see it, just waiting for the sherbet to freeze would have used up all of his time. Oh, maybe he didn't get to start with a frozen block. I just assumed. Just how was he able to make those sherbet sculptures? Unless he got help from Gustavia?
Raymond, you may have a promising future after all.
Was there ever any doubt? Eat it, Ray.
Thanks to you, I have noticed one more possibility.
Yeah, this evidence, it tastes like the truth. The truth tastes a lot like my fountain pen ink.
That's right. Mr. Dover's sherbet needed time to freeze properly.
Ow, thank you for the toss, Shadow Storm Rider. How you doing? Welcome, thank you for coming on in.
And the contest time limit would have not been enough. The method Mr. Dover used to make his sherbet within the time limit was
prepared in advance, frozen that day. They weren't desserts? Were they not desserts? Were they also maybe made out of rock salt? Huh.
Perhaps those sculptures weren't desserts to begin with. Delicious teeth would have to be amazingly strong to bite through that.
What? I didn't say they had to be like plastic or anything. I just said they could have been ice or something that they just bought at the store. And then they flavored it with a little bit of sugar. That's what I was thinking.
In other words, this theory is impossible.
That feeling when you penalize yourself in your own head. Come on, there's no judge. All right, prepared in advance.
If the sherbet was prepared in advance, all they need to do is sculpt it.
You... Just what are you mumbling about?
Please excuse me. I've finally realized. Your earlier view was correct.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth!
What are you doing?
Oh, so you finally admitting defeats?
No. All I am admitting to is that the truth of one of your statements. Dover and Gustavia's collaboration lasted only until the day before the finals. It is exactly as you said. They only cooperated until the day before the finals.
And then they prepared it on that day.
The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room are all made of sherbet. Such an amount would be most likely need to be left overnight to freeze. Which means Mr. Gustavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before.
That's right. So you realize Gustavia's corporation ended the day before the finals.
Then why did Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return?
The views of the dead are no concern to me.
If you're going to answer that, I'll need to get in touch with Mr. Gustavia himself. Or was your interrogation not quite as thorough as you claim?
You ingrate! You dare mock me?
That was not my intention, but I do have a problem with your attitude, young man.
Young man!
I want you to give us a clear reason as why we can't speak to Mr. Gustavia in person.
A clear reason? Gustavia and Dover's collaboration has no bearing on this case. And if you want a clear reason, you should look at actual sculptures, not the dessert contest.
Not clear reason, a clear reason. You claim their collaboration is irrelevant? If Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour, it could serve as a motive for murder.
So Gustavia did? Oh, thank goodness. I'm glad it wasn't Delicia. I don't know why, but I am. And definitely not Kate.
You're saying that Gustavia and Dover's collaboration was linked to the motive for the murder? If that were the case, why did he not conceal it? After all, we found out about this collaboration from Gustavia himself. If you really are a lawyer, show us evidence that gives us reason to suspect Gustavia.
Only one of Mr. Gustavia's actions has been suspicious so far. Doubtless Von Karma already knows of this fact. This could be a trap by Von Karma.
Wow, Phoenix Wright wouldn't have caught that.
What's wrong, defense attorney? Not going to answer?
But I mustn't back down now.
Von Karma, what is your plan?
Mr. Gustavia sneaked into Mr. Dover's room. His reasons for this are currently unclear. But the very fact he secretly entered the victim's room is reason enough to suspect him.
Oh, I'm playing right into his hands!
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I don't like when he says those 3 tisks. Maybe 1 is okay, maybe even 2, but 3 just makes me feel all empty inside.
If that is the extent of it, I can dispel those doubts.
I knew it. Was it a trap after all?
I was intending to save this for the courtroom, but I'll make a special exception. We wouldn't want to prolong the trial with unnecessary information, would we? Take a look at this photograph. Every time I look, it makes me laugh at you.
Who the heck?
This is a photo of Gustavia and Dover. And their sons.
They have sons. Both of them have sons. Look at that candy chicken. Family photo added. Wait. Family photo. Are they one big family? Wait, were they actually lovers? Wait a minute. Hold on, I was making a joke earlier. Parent Care Day. Parents Care Day?
Gustavia entered Dover's room in order to steal this photo.
To steal the photo?
Where did Von Karma get that?
It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Apparently, he thought that he'd be suspected if people found out he and Dover were acquainted. Yes, just like you're doing now.
Well, Fat Lot of Good Death did. And maybe they are acquainted. Isn't this evidence? Come on. We should examine every piece of evidence, Von Karma. We will mock Von Karma in his terrible fashion sense. Seriously, 2 collars of that size? This ain't the 1600s. Come on. You know, funnily enough, for those who don't know, Von Karma in the original Japanese game is supposed to be American, but they changed it so that they're German, so that they can stay foreign from when they localized Ace Attorney into Japanifornia. So, Von Karma's outfit, let me go back to it. His outfit is supposed to be what they think American is supposed to look like. So I don't know. They went straight to like colonial America or something.
There's nothing suspicious about Gustavia's actions. No further room for argument.
No! He's still adamant on not letting us meet with Mr. Gustavia.
I have an investigation to return to. I have no more time to waste on the likes of you.
Von Karma, I'll get you for this. Just you wait. Just you wait. Deus Ex! Curse that Von Karma. Curse him to heck.
Ray, watch your language.
Oh, sorry. Heck that guy. Calling us a waste of time. Asshole.
Whoa!
What should we do, Mr. Edgeworth? At this rate, Master Jeff will be...
Von Karma is busy?
Why, if he's so sure of the outcome already? He's busy hiding evidence.
Of course. Why would he be so busy? Both the body and murder weapon have been found, and he already has a suspect. The police should have more than enough evidence to prove Mr. Master's guilt. If that's the case, then why is Von Karma still investigating the crime scene?
That's it, Edgeworth. Put your brain cells together. You're the only one in this series who has 2. Mr. Edgeworth, is there something wrong?
It seems I have been overlooking a matter of vital importance. Considering that he already has the evidence he needs to convict Mr. Master, I feel that Von Karma isn't as composed as he should be.
Yes! Gregory, expose him! Expose him, pull his pants down! Weenie, what's up? Welcome on in. How you doing? Hopefully it's a good time for you in your time zone right now. We have a rare sighting of somebody actually calling Von Karma out on his bullshit. Let's see how it works out for him. Greggy boy, I knew there was something special about you.
He didn't even tell Detective Bad the full results of the investigation. Yeah, Von Karma's a bit on edge. At the moment, he still hasn't received the autopsy report.
If the autopsy report says anything besides blunt trauma, then that's bad news for him.
Furthermore, something vanished from the crime scene, and we still don't know why.
A little piece of chocolate.
Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstain that should remain at the crime scene has disappeared.
My logic is coming together. We pulling pants down? Hell yeah. Unfortunately, not Edgeworth's pants, Weenie. Unfortunately, that's reserved for someone else. Off screen. Edgeworth, when he goes to change his pants, of course. Yes.
I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. But the strangest thing we found wasn't in Master Masters' room at all. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's.
It's a pretty big piece of chocolate. Like somebody is walking around with a whole chunk of tablet.
Mr. Dover's blood vanished from Mr. Masters' room and somehow found its way into the fountain. What does this mean?
Logic time! Blood in the water fountain, bloodstain disappeared. The blood, the slab of chocolate, must have been taken, and then they tried to dispose of it after Von Karma was done planting the blood onto the salt rock. He disposed of it through the waterways.
Although the victim's blood wasn't found in Mr. Masters' room, it was detected in the water fountain. There would be no need for the killer to conceal the bloodstains after the body was found. It's unnatural that the only bloodstains that were found with the body disappeared. Unless the body was moved, the blood would still remain on the chocolate. Don't tell me. Someone removed the body and then erased the bloodstains.
Eat the chocolate? No, Chibi, there's blood on it. No one has to report body removed. I'm not sure how these connect, but you know, they're the only two things I have. You cleaned it first? I don't know. Chocolate's pretty porous. Some of it would have seeped in. I don't know. I'm just thinking of that Filipino dish made out of pork blood. It's called dinuguan. And the thing is, to get kids to eat it, Filipino parents call it chocolate meat. So, you know, I would be okay with eating that chocolate, but not human blood.
Yeah. It's possible the body was removed from the crime scene, and the autopsy report still has not arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we don't know much about the body. I've been investigating under the assumption that the body had been discovered. Perhaps the assumption was wrong from the very beginning.
But did Catherine lie about finding it then?
Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bat the autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. I must Gyakuten my cyborgs. My thinking shouldn't be why is Von Karma hiding information about the body, but rather what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happens if I think of it like that?
Something like blood sashes? Probably. Like, you just mix it all together with, like, pork meat and even, like, parts of their skin and ears. Like, you got the cartilage in there. It's actually pretty good.
It's possible that the body wasn't removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer.
Mr. Edgeworth, you've been, like, standing there thinking for about 5 minutes now. It's making me scared, man.
Sorry, I've
just been using logic. What the heck's that?
It's the only thing that my son and I can do. It's the only thing that only we can do for some reason in this gosh darn game series. We're the only ones who know how to put 2 and 2 together. I've heard many dark rumors surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimonies, and makes backroom deals.
Yeah, I've heard that too. But what does that have to do with this?
I try to avoid judging others based on rumors, and I didn't let those rumors influence my opinion on Von Karma until today. It seems he is a man who would distort the truth.
Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery?
I do. That man has a Photoshop subscription, and there's no way he doesn't doctor his own Facebook photos. And I can't allow him to get away with this.
The power of the Edgeworth bloodline. Basic logic.
I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to that attorney.
Roger!
Hold it!
What do you want, defense attorney?
I want to know the truth that you've been hiding.
Fool. Are you trying to mislead the police's investigation again? If you interfere with the investigation anymore, I'll be forced to reprimand you myself.
Objection!
Police. No. My objection is with you.
What?
Isn't it a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals?
What are you saying? I have no time to debate the job of a prosecutor with you. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all those I prosecute are found guilty. Before the perfect proof, there can be no room for doubt.
Objection!
And to find that perfect proof, you would even stoop to forgery?
Ha! I was wondering what you were going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you?
Yes.
Just yes.
And it's for that reason you did not allow Detective Bat to investigate.
All this like effort Von Karma goes through to doctor evidence just because he wants to pin the blame on the first person that gets arrested. Imagine if he put that little bit of effort into finding the truth, huh? Like, do what Edgeworth does and investigate to the point where he knows who the actual killer is before the first suspect even goes to court. That's how you always win. You just don't take cases where you lose. Easy. You just gotta use logic. Oh wait, you don't have logic. You're not an Edgeworth.
What do you mean?
The real reason Detective Bad wasn't investigating was not so he could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact that you never found the body. They never found the body?
You cretins! You will cease with these ludicrous accusations. I will not tolerate any further insults.
In that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we'll have evidence that shows whether or not I'm right or wrong.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. The burden of the proof falls on your defense attorney. I've no reason to comply with your baseless conjecture.
You must have noticed it too. The lack of bloodstains at the crime scene. So why did the blood vanish? And more importantly, where did it go?
Foolishness. Why would anyone erase just the blood in the chest that contains the body?
Yes, that's exactly right. If the body had been found there, then disappearing bloodstains would have no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? To erase the traces of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the bloodstains as well.
Why make a fuss over those bloodstains? Such a fuss. It seems like a trivial detail to me. Or are you saying that you can show me where those bloodstains went?
In court, everything must be said with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma?
There's the quote that persists across the whole series.
In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim.
Which piece of evidence shows where the blood in Mr. Masters' room went? Shave and a haircut. I know I have it. This one. Blood sausages makes you miss blood jelly. That sounds kind of good, actually. Is it like a dessert? I don't know about that anymore. I'm sure it's good. Blaming the first person they caught and trying as much as they can to get them in jail. Gee, wow. Sounds like the Japanese legal system at the time that Ace Attorney was around. Sounds about right. It's like it's commentary. Although some people have been trying to verify that, people have found that there's not actually any interview with like Shu Takumi or anyone actually verifying that they were trying to parody the legal system. They're just writing what they know. Maybe they did it by accident, but either way, poignant.
There were traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Mr. Master's chocolate were also found in this very fountain. They tried to wash it away. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. All of this points to only one possibility. After the body was removed, someone erased the bloodstains.
Look at you adjusting your tie.
Von Karma, where was the body really found? What really happened? If you really found the body, you should be able to find the answer.
You? How do you know this information?
I was allowed to investigate the fountain. I investigated the fountain.
How do you know the results of the water composition test on the fountain?
Because I allowed them to investigate.
Bad. Always a sword in my sides. From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case.
It's not like you were letting me do much anyway. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all?
Tisk. You say I never found the body? There's your evidence.
The lack of an autopsy report? Lack of evidence isn't evidence of absence. Damn it!
He's never going to confess.
I've nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth. This matter will be decided in court. We'll see just how well your logic holds up there.
Oh, no! Von Karma! I know your methods are wrong! I promise without fail, I will expose the truth you've hidden!
If we let it end there, it's the future we know. I can't change the future. This isn't Dragon Quest V. I can't just... No! I'm getting vibes of that part in Dragon Quest V, though. The whole thing where I, actually went to try and warn my character's dad still didn't work. You can't change that aspect. It's a fixed point in time. Damn it, Doctor Who! Gregory, you did your best. If only I could tell him that Phoenix and Edgeworth make it right. They make it right 15 years later. He'll just never know.
Detective Bad, I'm sorry. It's because you let me investigate that.
No, this was bound to happen, sooner or later. This is also the first time I have been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark.
That I will make clear in court.
If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
You just want to tell him, take the stairs. Don't go in the elevator.
Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case.
Then, though I'm very sorry about this, I have one more favor to ask of you.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about?
Whisper.
I want to know too.
This will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence.
I don't know about that, Greg.
But if all else fails, I'll have this ready.
Your trump card? The way he, pops up his collar. It's a little more smug than it needs to be. I like it.
You'll see at the trial.
Wow! I get to be at the trial too?
Of course, you are my assistant after all.
I'll be an ace attorney too next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us. Oh, what about whatever you do, don't bring your son too. Don't do that.
Right. Although I hope to clear Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he'll want the trial ended in a day.
That's right. We have to save Master Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is you we're talking about. I'm sure you'll beat Von Karma. The dramatic irony, I can't, yo. Oh, it's hurting my heart.
Jeff Master, alone in a dark cell, arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies if I am to save him.
So what are they gonna do? Are they gonna show the court, or are they just gonna say, you know what happened here? You know the rest. I need to know! But also, I don't... If I continue now, I know there's gonna be an entire section and at least an hour plus of gameplay. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna end it. It's a cliffhanger, again. Even if we kind of already know what happens from here. Nope, don't even look. Don't even look. I don't know what happened. What time period was that? I didn't see. Don't worry about it. No, this is too this music's too happy. How about... It's what we gotta do. A sneak peek. Nope. Gotta keep it fresh. Gotta keep it absolutely pristine and self-contained. I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, I'm sorry that I can only stream once this week, but I'd rather make sure I'm all ready for my events later this week. I gotta make sure that we leave in a good place. This is it. This is the stream. It's a little short, but here's what we got. We'll be back next week with more streams. This is my only stream this week, so y'all are gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait too. It's eating me up inside as well. But hey, look, if my undisclosed location I'm gonna be at has any Ace Attorney merchandise, you know I will buy as much as I can. Oh boy, I hope they have the plushes I wasn't able to get. Because I missed out on 2 of them. Regular Phoenix and Blue Badger. You know. But let's do the art. Let's do the art. How dare I have a life? I know, I should really just, you know, become a full-time streamer, work from home, be my own boss, all that good stuff. And then I'd have time to draw my own art. Speaking of which, we have the art. So I'm gonna put it up. I already posted it in my Discord, but the art prompt for last month: someone finding Edgeworth's secret. I did make it before the end of July. It's just that my first stream back is in August, so as late as it is, here's my entry.
Hey, looks like we weren't the only ones who decided to come to Samurai Land today, pal.
Who else? Who else would have found Edgeworth? But the two people who is been so good at avoiding throughout the Ace Attorney investigation series. Oh, look at that. They just turned up over at Samurai Land on the day Edgeworth and Gumshoe decided to go. You know, it's not the secret that Edgeworth likes to steal samurai. That's a well-known fact. Like, literally at the end of Turnabout Samurai, Edgeworth is like, "Oh, Mr. Powers, I'm a big fan of your work." It's just Phoenix that didn't believe him. No. The secret was that they were going today because Edgeworth didn't want to have to hang out with Nick and Maya. Turns out they took the same day off. Oops. It only makes sense. They had the same court trial dates. That means they had the same days off. So, you know, Edgeworth got his shirt on, mashing with Gumshoe. You know, Edgeworth was thinking about calling the day off, but Gumshoe was like,
"But, Edgeworth, I made these shirts for us. You telling me we're not gonna wear them? You telling me we're gonna cancel the day? I saved up for so much to be able to afford the thread to make it, to knit it from scratch. And also for the tickets."
Also the tickets. Gumshoe had to buy his own ticket. And it basically took all his ramen money. Come on, Edgeworth. Come on, Edgeworth. You can't let Gummy down. Just spend the day with Nick and Maya. It's fine. I thought you were friends. And yes, they do have the Anya Forger smile. The same one. Yeah. But anyway, that would require Edgeworth to admit to Gumshoe that he's a Steel Samurai fan. I mean, he's never been in too much of a position to hide it from Gumshoe. It's just, I mean, like, Gumshoe has seen the Steel Samurai statue that Edgeworth has in his office. Sure, it was quote-unquote gifted from Wendy. I bet, you know what? I bet that Edgeworth faked that evidence just to make it look like he didn't buy it himself. Or maybe it's a model kit. It's a model kit, and even though it's from Old Bag, he probably still made it himself. Either way, he's stuck with Nick and Maya. As much as it's been so long since I've seen them, I do miss them. Alright, next art prompt for next month, the month of August. I was talking about this earlier. It's, I was thinking of doing a Zelda prompt, but actually, here's the prompt. Pick your favorite crossover fighting game. Because, you know, Multiverses has been pretty popular recently. Pick your favorite crossover fighting game. Say Multiverses, or Nick All-Star Brawl, or Super Smash Brothers, or Jump Superstars, or whichever one. And then draw a character that is not in that game, but would have totally made it in. So, like, say you want a Smash character, but you want to draw Gino because he never made it to Smash. Say you want to draw a Multiverses character, Courage the Cowardly Dog, even though he hasn't been confirmed for it. Or Nickelodeon, like, if you asked me a couple of months ago, I would have said, like, I would have drawn XJ9, but she got added as DLC. You know, something like that. So, figure it out, and you have a month to draw it. I'll definitely try to draw it within a month myself. If you're going to sleep, everybody, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. And, yeah, let's find somebody to raid. But for now, Let's Play J, welcome on in. Nice pain. And Zalfira as well. Proto Man and Marvel vs. Capcom. How about, like, so many Capcom and Marvel characters in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? because they cut so many from 3 and 2. Come on, Marvel, what's the problem? Don't want to promote X-Men when you didn't have the rights at the time for the movies? Jeez. All right. Biggest problem with Infinite. I do wonder how the next Marvel vs. Capcom is going to turn out. The rumor is they're working on Marvel vs. Capcom 4. They're just going to ignore Infinite and say, oh, that doesn't count as 4. That's just a side game. Yeah, 4 is going to be great. Whatever. It better have Miles Edgeworth. I bet. 3 had Phoenix. 4's got to have Miles. Or Ryunosuke? What if it has Ryunosuke Naruhodo? Dude. Yep, prompts for the whole month, so you've got time. You have the entire month of August, so think about it. If you haven't already, links are in the chat, but join follow me on Twitch to catch me live next time I play this or any other game. Links are in the chat for the YouTube channel, Discord, and Twitter, if you want those. And I'll see you all there if you want. Just if you want. But in the meantime, if you're going to sleep, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week. And stay clucky, everybody. I'll be back. I promise. Okay, bye. I want to know too. Edgeworth, please wait for me.